If you've been led to this moment, know this: it's not random. There are no coincidences in a world governed by consciousness. What you call a sign is not the beginning, it is the confirmation. The world you see is nothing but the echo of your inner declarations, and this echo is about to shout something very loud: victory is near. You didn't find this, it found you. Because somewhere in your unseen life you already agreed with success. You already whispered yes to abundance. You already saw yourself winning. And now your world is catching up to that silent agreement. Big wins don't come because you beg louder. They come because you've assumed the end. The ones who win are the ones who've already felt it real. They don't question, they embody. They don't look for proof, they become the proof. You are not being warned, you're being prepared. This is your moment to align with what has always been yours. The thing you prayed for, the life you've envisioned, the results you've only dared to imagine. They are not in the distance. They are in motion. They are fast. They are bold. And they are yours. But here's the secret. You must stop chasing and start receiving. Don't look with anxious eyes, see with fulfilled vision. Rest in the knowing that it's already done. Let the feeling of victory become your new normal. Let the unseen reality excite you more than what's visible. That's when time collapses. That's when miracles don't feel like surprises. They feel like home. You're not late, you're not behind. You're standing at the edge of something magnificent. Don't question the timing, embody the outcome. Act, think, feel, and breathe like someone who has already won. Let that state of mind be your temple. Be loyal to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, because the second you dwell there, all things rearrange themselves to make it so. If you see this, take it as the whisper of your deeper self, calling you higher. This is not motivation. This is alignment. This is remembrance. You are not waiting for the win, you are the win. Now be ready, because it's coming faster than you think. Life is not responding to your words. It is not reacting to what you say in moments of desperation or what you plead for in outer form. Life is responding quietly and consistently to your inner conviction. That unseen feeling you carry within, that subtle, steady knowing, that is what shapes the world around you and the sign you've been waiting for, the breakthrough you've been hoping to see. Doesn't come to prove something to you. It comes because you have already proved something within yourself. It appears as a result of inner belief that has taken root and grown in silence. When you see the sign, you are not being given permission to believe. You are witnessing the result of having already believed. It means you were in harmony with it long before it became visible. In fact, the sign could not come until your inner world shifted. You may think you're waiting on the world to show you something before you can feel certain. But the truth is, the world is waiting on you to feel certain, to accept the unseen as real, to move in the assumption that it's already yours. Think of the world like a mirror. It cannot smile until you smile. It cannot show you success until you feel successful. The moment you expect the sign first, you reverse the law. You place cause in the external and make your inner state a reaction. But that's not how manifestation works. You must move first. You must believe first. You must create the condition inside, and then and only then does the reflection begin to change. This is why you may have found yourself seeing repeating numbers, strange synchronicities, or messages that seem meant just for you. It's not coincidence. It's the outpicturing of the vibration you've been holding inside. And if the sign excites you, it is only because it reflects the deeper truth you've already accepted, that something has shifted. Something has awakened. The invisible has started to crystallize into form. The seed has broken through the soil. So the question is not whether the sign is real. The question is, are you conscious of what part of you created it? Because if you understand this, you stop chasing signs, you stop needing proof, you stop begging the world to reassure you. Instead, you become still, inwardly aware, fully aligned with the end. You walk as if it's already done. You speak not to persuade, but to declare. You live not in the future, but in the fulfillment now. And that is when everything accelerates. The ones who manifest quickly are not lucky. They are certain. They no longer wait for reality to show up and convince them. They know that conviction comes first. They allow the world to mirror the quiet confidence they carry, not the doubts they entertain. The more they trust the unseen, the more the seen begins to move in their favor. And so if you have seen a sign, a moment, a message, a glimpse, don't ask, what does this mean? Instead say, I must have already known. Let that be your answer. Let it be your affirmation. Because the sign is not the cause of your faith, it is the effect of it. It is the echo of your internal state returning back to you in physical form. And the more you accept this, the more you will see, not because you are searching for signs, but because you are creating them. You believed, silently, powerfully, without needing the world to applaud or agree. And now the world responds, quietly, then suddenly, all at once. The sign appears only after the inner knowing. Let that truth guide you. Let it become your new way of seeing. Not outward in, but inward out. Your imagination is not a daydream, it is not a fantasy or a childish escape from reality. It is the foundation of all creation. It is the unseen blueprint from which your world is constructed. Every experience, every result, every so-called coincidence that shows up in your life is first imagined, consciously or unconsciously, and then expressed. You are not at the mercy of the world. The world is at the mercy of what you dare to assume is true within yourself. When you consistently assume something in your imagination, you are laying down the structure for it to manifest outwardly. Imagination is the original substance of all reality. And every big win you see, whether it's wealth, healing, success, love, or transformation, begins not in action, but in inner certainty. You must first see it clearly and feel it real on the inside before it can take form on the outside. This is not about wishing. Wishing is weak. Wishing implies distance and lack. But assumption is power. Assumption is the claim, the acceptance that what you imagine already belongs to you. It is not asking for it to happen, it is declaring that it already has. And once that assumption becomes dominant, once it settles into your being as natural, everything in the external world will begin to align to confirm it. Many look at their current circumstances and think they are stuck, limited, or blocked. But what they do not realize is that they are simply looking at the result of old assumptions. Reality is always a lagging effect, a snapshot of a past state of mind. So if you don't like what you see, don't fight with it. Don't argue with facts. Change the blueprint. Go back within. Imagine again, but this time with clarity, with feeling, and with certainty. Your imagination has the ability to overwrite facts. You do not need to see how things will happen. You only need to persist in the inner vision. Life will use people, events, timing, and even accidents to fulfill what you have assumed to be true. That is how powerful you are. That is how powerful imagination is. The most extraordinary transformations occur when an individual stops reacting to the outside and begins constructing from the inside. They stop asking, what can I get? And begin declaring, this is who I am. They move through the world not as beggars of circumstance, but as creators of experience. Their wins look sudden to others, but they are not sudden at all. They are simply the visible unfolding of invisible certainty. If you knew that your imagination was the starting point of every outcome, how carefully would you use it? How deliberately would you assume the best? How boldly would you create? You do not have to fix reality. You do not have to beg life to change. You only have to build a new reality in the mind and assume it is done. The rest will follow. The world is not hard. The world is obedient. But it cannot give you what you do not first hold within. So whatever you are waiting for, the big win, the breakthrough, the aha moment where it all turns around, go to it now in imagination. Live there in feeling. Rest in the assumption that it's already yours. Then walk through your day as if that inner reality is more true than anything you can see, and if you do this consistently, your outer life will be forced to mirror it. The blueprint always comes before the building. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of chance. You are the architect, and your imagination is the tool. Use it well, and the world will follow your design. There is no power greater than your ability to feel something as real before it arrives. Feeling is not a reaction to life, it is the author of it. What you feel deeply, consistently, and truthfully becomes the signal you send out to the world. And that signal shapes everything around you. When you emotionally accept your desire as already fulfilled, you activate a force that accelerates its arrival. You collapse the illusion of time. Because in truth, time is not what causes delay. Doubt is. Most people wait to feel successful until they see the success. They wait to feel love until someone loves them. They wait to feel secure until they see money in their account. And in doing so, they place their power outside of themselves. They live as reactors instead of creators. But the ones who manifest quickly, the ones who live lives others call magical, are those who reverse this process. They feel it first. They declare within, it is already mine, and let that feeling saturate their being. And because the outer must reflect the inner, life begins rearranging to match that vibration. The moment you emotionally move into your win, not someday, but now, everything shifts. Circumstances bend, doors open, people appear, and opportunities unfold in ways you couldn't predict. Why? Because the universe is not responding to your effort. It's responding to your emotional state. Your feeling is the magnet. It draws to you everything that matches it. But here's the key. The feeling must be genuine. You can't fake it from a place of lack. You can't pretend to feel rich while secretly affirming you are broke. That contradiction causes delay. It sends a split signal. The part of you that believes it's coming fights against the part of you that believes it isn't. And this inner conflict keeps your manifestation suspended in time, like an unfinished thought. The win only comes when you're emotionally convinced that it's already done. So how do you accept the win now when nothing has changed yet? You step into the feeling state, not mentally but emotionally. You sit with the end result. You hear the conversation you would have after your success. You imagine how your body would feel, how your mornings would begin, how your face would soften with peace. You feel the relief, the gratitude, the calm certainty of, I have it now. And you do this not once but consistently. You make it your new inner home. Feeling is not a step in the process. Feeling is the process. It is the moment you create and the moment you allow. When you drop into the emotional state of your fulfilled desire, you are no longer asking, you are receiving. You are no longer searching, you are dwelling. That shift is subtle but powerful, because now you're no longer trying to make it happen. You're living as if it already has. And that is when time collapses. What once seemed far away begins to move quickly. The waiting ends. because there is nothing to wait for. You are no longer trying to get there. You are already there in feeling. The outer world, which is slow and obedient, simply catches up. Understand this deeply. Delay is only born from doubt. The longer you question if it's coming, the longer it takes to arrive. But the moment you feel it as done, as natural, as yours, that is the moment everything accelerates. Life rushes to meet the state you dwell in. So don't look at the clock. Don't measure your progress by what you see. Go within. Anchor yourself in the emotion of the wind. Let it flood your system. Walk as the version of you who has already received. Speak, move, and decide from that space, and the world will have no choice but to meet you there. The world is not deciding for you. It is not holding anything back. It is simply mirroring the state you occupy within. What you experience is not happening to you, it is happening through you. The entire system of reality responds to your inner agreement. Not your effort, not your striving, not your worry, but your inner yes. The moment you come into true alignment with what you desire and accept it as already yours, the outer begins to move in ways you never imagined. Life doesn't hesitate once you stop hesitating. This is the law that most overlook. Nothing can enter your experience unless you first made room for it within. Until you say yes on the inside, yes to the wealth, yes to the love, yes to the success, yes to the peace, it cannot come. You may say the words out loud, you may even pray and wish and work hard, but if within you are still unsure, still questioning, still carrying doubt or unwariness, then your outer world remains in confusion. It cannot override your internal state. The outside is always the effect, never the cause. You are not reacting to the world is reacting to you. Everything you see, every interaction you have, every situation that arises is a reflection of the agreement you made with yourself and the roles you continue to play. The moment you shift those agreements, when you stop identifying with lack, when you drop the belief that you are not ready, not worthy, or not enough, the world changes its tone. It opens up to meet the new terms of your identity. This is why change does not begin in circumstances. It begins in consciousness. You don't need the outer to improve for you to feel better. You need to feel better so the outer can catch up. It sounds simple, but it's the reversal of how most live. They wait, they postpone their joy, their peace, their confidence until the world gives them permission. But that permission never comes because the world is waiting on you. What does it mean to give an inner yes? It means you stop resisting the life you've been asking for. You stop arguing with your blessings. You stop imagining delays and start imagining results. You drop the stories that say not yet and you replace them with it is done. You embody the end not just with thoughts, but with feeling, tone, and energy. And from that place you move through the world differently, not with desperation, but with quiet assurance. Not with need, but with clarity. The world responds to certainty. It rushes to fulfill conviction. Think of the person who walks into a room fully grounded in their worth. They don't need to speak loudly. Their presence alone commands attention. It's not force, it's alignment. And so it is with your reality. When your internal state is clear, calm, and settled in the assumption of the result, life obeys. People show up. Doors open. Ideas flow. All because your agreement is now harmonious with what you want. There is no separation between your inner world and outer life. The only gap is the distance between your desire and your belief in it. When belief closes that gap, the manifestation must appear. It's not magic, it's law. So if you want the world to say yes to your dreams, say yes first. Say yes with your emotions. Say yes with your imagination. Say yes with your posture, your decisions, your trust. When you shift the inner, the outer has no choice. Because reality doesn't argue. It reflects. And once your soul says yes, the world, in all its detail, speed, and mystery, will rush to deliver exactly what matches that state. Oh, signs are not the beginning of the journey. They are the evidence that the journey has already begun within you. Most people sit still, hoping to see something outside themselves before they move. They wait for the universe to speak first, not realizing the universe only speaks after they do. Not with their mouth, but with their assumption. The sign you want to see is not what gives you permission to believe. It is what appears because you already did. The moment you assume a thing is yours, not wishfully, not halfway, but completely, the entire structure of reality begins shifting to reflect that inner decision. And that shift is what produces the signs. The signs follow, always. They are the trail left behind by your internal certainty. They are the outer world catching up to the new frequency you've chosen. The birds don't sing before dawn. They sing because dawn has arrived. So it is with your manifestations. The signs don't come to lead you. They come to confirm that you've already led yourself. This is why waiting for a sign can delay you. It implies doubt. It says, I won't fully believe until I see. But this way of thinking reverses the order of creation. You were never meant to be a follower of signs. You were meant to be the cause of them. Your consciousness is the author. Your assumption is the spark. And the moment you boldly accept the end as real in your imagination, the signs begin to emerge, not because you ask for them, but because they must. Imagine a seed planted in soil. The roots grow quietly before anything appears on the surface. The budding plant is not proof that growth can happen, it's proof that it already has. So when you see a sign, a coincidence, a repeated number, a person saying exactly what you were thinking, it's not telling you to start believing. It's showing you that your belief is already working. The assumption was made and now the evidence is rising. Signs are not breadcrumbs you follow to find the outcome. They are echoes of your inner world projected onto the stage of reality. And the more you trust your inner authority, the more signs you'll see, not because you are chasing them, but because you're creating them. You are the source, and when the source stands still, nothing moves. But when the source decides, the world responds. So stop asking, where's my sign, and start saying, it is done. Move in that energy. Assume from the end. Feel the reality of what you want as if it's already yours. Do this with conviction, not from need, but from knowing. And then forget about signs. Let them come when they must. Let them find you when your focus is on fulfillment, not evidence. The truth is, the greatest sign you'll ever receive is the change in your own state. That inner shift, when you stop hoping and start knowing, when you stop looking outside and start seeing within, that is the real miracle. Everything else is just reflection. The signs, the results, the breakthroughs, they all follow your decision. They all follow your assumption. And the more you live from the assumption of your desire already fulfilled, the more frequently signs will appear. They will seem magical to others, but to you they'll feel natural. Of course it happened. Of course it showed up. You're no longer surprised because you've already lived it inwardly so many times that the outer is simply catching up. The sign is not leading you. It's following your lead. Your world is following your assumption. And the moment you choose to believe, without needing proof, without asking for validation, you will find that signs arrive exactly when you no longer need them. Your desire is not random. It is not an accident or a fleeting fantasy. It is the whisper of something already written, something already true. You would not hunger for a vision so deeply unless it was already yours in essence. The very fact that it came to you, that it stirred something sacred within you, is proof that it exists, not merely as a possibility, but as a reality planted in you by the deeper order of life. Desire is the first sign of fulfillment. It is the spiritual seed, and with that seed comes the guarantee of its harvest if you will believe. The world teaches you to doubt desire. It tells you to be realistic, to settle, to shrink your expectations to match your surroundings. But the soul does not deal in logic, it deals in truth, and truth has no limits. The desires of your heart were not placed in you to tease or torment you. They are not signs of what you lack, they are signs of what already is. Waiting in the unseen, alive in the invisible realm, ready to take form through your assumption and faith. You do not need to earn what you desire, you need only to accept it. That is the shift. That is the inner move that opens the door. When you stop striving and start aligning, when you stop doubting and start knowing, the desire becomes alive in your consciousness. It takes root and you begin to feel the end as real, even before any evidence appears. And from that point forward, everything changes. Not because the world is giving you something new, but because you've allowed yourself to receive what was always yours. Every true desire is a message, a calling, a promise already fulfilled in the unseen. The fact that it came to you means it belongs to you. You did not make it up. It was revealed to you. And once revealed, it is your responsibility not to discard it, not to fear it, but to carry it, nurture it, believe in it, and dwell in the feeling of its fulfillment. That is how you bring it to life, not through force, but through inner agreement. You may wonder why it hasn't shown up yet, but the only reason for delay is hesitation within. A desire delayed is not a denial, it is a signal that there is still a part of you questioning whether you are worthy of it. But hear this clearly. If it was placed in your heart, you are not only worthy, you are chosen. And your choice now is to either reject that gift with doubt or accept it with conviction. Your desire is a seed of memory, memory of who you really are and what you came here to express. The soul never desires what it cannot manifest. The greater the desire, the more certain the fulfillment. If you do not abandon it, if you do not let the outer facts persuade you otherwise, if you stand in the knowing that this came to me, therefore it is mine. So stop waiting for permission, stop asking for signs, stop doubting your heart. The presence of the desire is the sign, it is the invitation, it is the door opening. Walk through it with boldness, live from the end, and let your life rise to meet it. You do not need to fight for what is already yours, you need only to assume it. Feel it and trust the process that began the moment the desire touched your heart. You would not want it so deeply unless it already existed, not just in potential, but in truth. And that truth is waiting, not for the world to change, but for you to say yes. What you seek is not far from you, it is already within. The sign appears only after you've dared to believe in silence. The win comes when you feel it now, not when the world proves it to you. Reality doesn't respond to effort, it responds to alignment. When you emotionally accept the end is done, you collapse time. The world begins to reflect your decision, your inner yes. Your desire is not a dream, it is a promise, a divine message confirming what's already yours. Stop looking for signs. Stop waiting for proof. You are the cause. Once you align, the world obeys. Once you feel it, the path unfolds. Once you believe, the evidence appears. There is nothing to chase, only something to claim. Thank you for listening, and more importantly, thank you for trusting in the power already planted inside you. Your big wins are not on the way. They are already here. Believe it, feel it, live it, and watch how quickly life responds. Close your eyes, still your thoughts, and breathe in this moment. There is nothing to chase, nothing to wait for. What you are seeking is already here. Just listen once and let the truth awaken inside you. You are not here by accident. You are hearing this because your inner world is ready to shift. You've long believed the miracle is somewhere out there, in some distant future, behind some locked door. But now you are beginning to understand the miracle has always been within. The winning lottery energy is not a fantasy, not a dream, and not a random chance. It is a frequency, a vibration, and right now it is knocking at the door of your awareness. You have imagined it, felt it, dreamed of it, and that was not in vain. Because to imagine is to create, and what you consistently feel as true must become your experience. Ask yourself, what does it feel like to already hold the winning ticket? To walk into the store not with hope, but with knowing, not with doubt, but with divine certainty. Feel the sensation, that quiet confidence, that surge of gratitude that rises before the numbers are even drawn. You are not waiting on a result. You are becoming the one who already received. This is not about luck. This is about alignment. You are aligning now with wealth, with certainty, with the version of you who no longer hopes for a breakthrough, but lives in the middle of one. Feel it now, the shift from wanting to being, from chasing to receiving, from wishing to knowing. Let it be done in you now. The energy is here. Just listen once, and your inner world will remember who you really are. You are the one who wins, not because you tried harder, but because you believed deeper. You accepted it as finished before it appeared. And now watch as it appears. What you desire is not far from you. In fact, it has never been apart from you. The wealth, the abundance, the winning lottery ticket. It is not a distant possibility. It exists now, not in the physical sense where the world can see it, but in the unseen, in the invisible realm of creation. And that realm is far more real than anything you can touch or see. You see, all things are first imagined, first held in the invisible, before they ever appear in your hands. This is the ancient truth. Everything already exists, and your only task is to accept that it is already yours. You have been taught to chase, to struggle, to earn. You have been conditioned to believe that success comes through effort, through competition, through luck. But the true winners, the silent manifestors, they don't chase. They know, they understand that creation is finished, that the version of you who already holds the winning ticket is not an idea, it is real, it is alive, and it is waiting for you to claim it. To the outside world, this may look like delusion, but to the inner world, it is power. When you hold the image of victory in your heart and live from that image, not toward it, you are no longer trying to make it happen, you are allowing it to be revealed. The winning energy is not something you work for, it's not a reward for effort. It is the reflection of belief. Everything begins within, and what you believe to be true within you with feeling must manifest itself in your world. The numbers, the moment, the winning, it's already written. But unless you align yourself with the feeling of already having it, you walk past it every time. Think of it like a radio. All stations already exist. The music is already playing, but you can't hear it until you tune your frequency to the right channel. You don't create the station, you simply match it. So it is with wealth, with miracles, with lottery energy. You do not create it, you tune to it. And how do you tune to it? Not by force, not by wishing, but by entering the state of having, by resting in the feeling that it is done, that it has already happened, that you are the one who holds the ticket, who walks in the calm certainty of fulfilled desire. Feel it now, not someday, now. Imagine the emotion of checking the numbers and realizing they match. Feel the stillness, the rush, the disbelief that slowly becomes certainty. And then feel the wave of peace, that quiet voice that says, "Of course, I knew this. I felt this before it came." You must stop telling the story of lack. Stop looking at the evidence of the outer world and calling it truth. The outer world is always behind. It is the echo of what you once believed. And now, in this very moment, you can change the cause. You can change your inner conversation. You can whisper to yourself with absolute trust, "It is already mine. I'm not waiting." The more you dwell in the invisible, the faster the visible conforms. The more you embody the energy of winning, the more your life becomes a match to that frequency. It is not complicated. It is not a trick. It is the truth. Everything is already here. Every possible outcome exists, but only one becomes visible to you, the one you believe in with feeling. So stop chasing what is already yours. Step into the invisible and claim it. Not tomorrow, not when the numbers are drawn, but now, in this breath. And in doing so, you will witness what the world calls miracles, but what you will know as your natural inheritance. You don't win anything by mere effort. You win through awareness, through the inner act of possession before it ever touches your hands. The world tells you to try harder, to work more, to struggle for what you want, but the law of creation whispers a different truth. All things begin in the unseen, and the gateway to that unseen reality is imagination. Imagination is not a tool for escape. It is the workshop of creation. When you imagine with feeling, you are not pretending. You are participating in a reality that already exists. Every lottery ticket that is ever won, every moment of breakthrough and sudden wealth, began first in the mind. It was felt before it was seen. It was possessed inwardly before it was counted outwardly. You must understand that imagination is not weak. It is not fantasy. It is divine. It is the very essence of how things come into being. And when you use it consciously, deliberately, with faith and feeling, you take possession of that which others only dream of. If you desire to win, don't ask how. Don't look for signs in the outer world. Go within, close your eyes, and create the scene. The moment you hold the ticket in your hand, the sound of your breath as you realize the numbers match, the surge of energy that flows through your body. Don't wait for the experience to come to you. Become it. You must feel the emotion now, not later. If you wait for the win to feel victorious, you will never win. But if you feel the victory before the win, it must come. This is the sacred reversal. The world says, "When I get it, I will feel it." But the law is, "When I feel it, I will get it." So sit quietly daily and occupy the end. Live in the conclusion. Don't rehearse the journey. Be there now. Your imagination is the evidence of unseen reality. What you see inwardly with full belief is more real than what your five senses report. That imagined experience imprints itself upon your subconscious, and from that imprint your reality is formed. Every detail you feel with clarity becomes a seed. And just as a seed knows how to become a tree, your inner assumption knows how to manifest into fact. You don't need to beg. You don't need to hope. You simply need to accept. The moment you fully accept the inner vision as true, not as a wish, but as a fact, the outer world begins to rearrange itself. You may not know how, you may not see the steps, but the result is certain. This is why some win without effort, why some receive what others work years to achieve, because the winners understood. What you claim in consciousness becomes yours. They saw it in their mind. They felt it, lived it, and owned it, long before the world ever knew. So I ask you, how real is your inner world? Do you spend more time imagining what you want or fearing what might not come? Are you rehearsing lack or rehearsing abundance? Because your imagination is always working. You are always imagining something. If not consciously, then unconsciously. So why not make it sacred? Why not make it powerful? Sit tonight and imagine, not as a child playing pretend, but as a creator commanding. Say within yourself, this is my moment. I have already won. I feel it. I receive it. And don't try to make it happen. Allow it to unfold. Let the feeling grow and the details form. See the smiles, hear the sounds, taste the relief. Make it so real inwardly that when it happens outwardly, it feels like memory. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is law. Imagination is the key to possession. What you feel inside, you hold outside. So go within, claim it, live it, and watch as the world reflects back the truth you already knew. Right now, in this very moment, you hold the power to change everything. Not tomorrow, not after you see a sign, not when the conditions are perfect, but now. This instant is the doorway through which all things are received, because creation happens only in the now. The power is not in waiting, the power is in assuming. Assuming not as wishful thinking, but as a quiet inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. You don't have to figure out the path, the timing, or the how. That is not your task. Your task is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to accept right here and now that you are already the person who has received the winning numbers. Not hoping for it, not wondering if it's possible, but assuming with full confidence that it is done. There is a vast difference between wanting and assuming. Wanting says, I don't have it yet. Assuming says, it is already mine. And the moment you shift from desire to assumption, you move into the frequency where all things manifest. This shift isn't something dramatic, it is quiet, subtle, and deeply powerful. It is the decision to no longer wait, but to be. So how do you assume? Begin by choosing your state. Decide, I am the one who has already won. Then embody that feeling. How does that version of you walk, breathe, think, and feel? What does your day look like now that it is done? When you rise from your bed in the morning, do you still carry anxiety or do you carry quiet joy? Are you still waiting for a miracle or are you living in the aftermath of receiving it? The present assumption is not just a mental exercise. It is a complete inner shift of identity. You are no longer the seeker. You are the one who has found. And when you maintain this inner stance with sincerity and repetition, your outer world cannot resist the change. It must reflect what you consistently assume to be true. Your subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your beliefs, your assumptions, your inner convictions. And when you consistently dwell in the feeling that it is done, the subconscious accepts this as your reality, and reality bends to fulfill it. This is not a technique for the impatient. It is a way of being for the spiritually disciplined. It requires you to let go of the need to check, to search, to wait. It requires you to fall in love with the state of already having, Because from this state you are no longer asking, you are receiving. You are no longer hoping, you are resting. Can you right now assume that the numbers have been drawn and your name is already attached to them? Can you feel that relief, that disbelief turning into joyful certainty, that shift from longing to gratitude? Feel it now, claim it now. Don't let your mind drift into someday. Stay in the now, because the now is the only place manifestation happens. The past is memory, the future is imagination, but the now is creation. You don't have to do anything more than this. Assume it's done. Let that assumption sink deeply into your being. Don't argue with it. Don't contradict it with worry. Just dwell in it. Rest in it. Revisit it often until it becomes your natural way of thinking. And when doubt arises, and it will, return to your assumption. Say silently, "It is already done. I am the one who has received." Not because you saw proof, but because you chose the state and remained in it. This is the true act of faith. Not waiting for the world to change, but changing yourself inwardly and knowing the world must follow. So assume now, right now, not when things look right, not when signs appear. Assume now, because in the now, all power resides. And when you do, you'll realize you were never waiting for the win. The win was waiting for you to become the one who already has it. Emotion is not something secondary. It is not something that just reacts to what happens around you. Emotion is the cause, the hidden architect of your life. It is the signal you send out into the invisible field of creation, and that field does not respond to what you say or even what you think. It responds to how you feel. Your emotional state is a magnet calling into your life every person, event, and opportunity that matches it. And when you understand this, you no longer try to make things happen, you learn to feel them into existence. Everything you desire, the wealth, the winning numbers, the breakthroughs, they are all on a specific frequency. That frequency is not mental, it's emotional. You can repeat affirmations 1,000 times a day, but if your emotional core is filled with doubt, fear, or desperation, you're repelling the very thing you think you're calling in. It's not about words, it's about vibration. And your vibration is dictated by your dominant emotional state. Now consider this. What is the emotion of already having what you want? What does it feel like to hold that winning ticket in your hand? Not in theory, but truly, deeply. How does it feel in your chest, in your breath, in your being? That is the emotion you must cultivate now. Because when you feel it, now, before anything has changed, you become a vibrational match to it. And once that alignment happens, the outer world must rearrange itself to meet your inner world. Joy, certainty, calm expectancy, these are not just pleasant states of being, they are powerful forces. Joy is an open door. Certainty is a bridge. Calm expectancy is the signal that says, I trust that it's already mine. These emotions do not come after the manifestation. They precede it. They create it. This is why people who relax and surrender often receive more than those who strive and chase. Because striving says, I don't have it yet. But relaxing says, it's already unfolding for me. And the universe always listens to your feeling more than your effort. You are magnetic when you are at peace. You are magnetic when you are grateful before anything appears. You are magnetic when your joy isn't based on conditions, but on truth. The truth that what you desire is already yours in the unseen. So if you find yourself anxious, pushing, trying too hard, trying to make something happen, pause. Return to your emotional center. Ask yourself, what would I feel if it were already done? And then feel it now, even for a few moments. Let that emotion become your atmosphere. You don't have to force anything. In fact, force pushes away what surrender draws in. Let go of the idea that you must earn your miracle. You are not trying to get something, you are learning to receive it. And the way to receive is through your emotional frequency. Every emotion is a magnet. Worry attracts more reasons to worry. Gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. Fear multiplies lack. Confidence multiplies provision. You are always calling something into your life, and what you call is in direct alignment with how you feel most of the time. So practice emotional alignment. Don't just visualize, emotionalize. Don't just think, feel. Make your emotional world so vivid, so rich, so real that your outer world has no choice but to catch up. The calm, joyful version of you already exists. Tune into them, become them. Feel their peace, their ease, their effortless knowing. The more relaxed you are, the more magnetic you become. Not because you're doing less, but because you have entered the highest state of creation, trust. And in that trust, your desires no longer feel far away. They feel present. They feel near. They feel done. And so they are. Truth, when heard once, can awaken something deep within you. But it is not the first hearing that transforms you, it is the repetition. Hearing truth repeatedly, allowing it to echo within your mind and heart is what builds a new belief. And belief is the foundation of all creation. What you believe, you become. What you repeat, you embody. Repetition is not mindless. It is the sacred act of imprinting. The world has spent years programming your mind with limitation, doubt, and fear. From childhood, you've heard stories of lack, of struggle, or how hard it is to succeed. You didn't choose those beliefs. They were passed down, spoken into your ears over and over until they became familiar. And because they became familiar, they became accepted. That's the power of repetition. It teaches your subconscious what to accept as reality. But here's the good news. The same process that shaped those limiting beliefs can also break them. You don't need to fight them, you only need to replace them through repetition of a new truth, a higher truth. The truth of your power, your worthiness, your ability to receive miracles effortlessly. And the more you hear that truth, the more your subconscious begins to rewire itself. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant there will grow, but it does not respond to the occasional seed. It responds to repeated planting, repeated watering, repeated exposure to the same nourishing thought. When you listen again and again to the voice of victory, the voice that says, I am already the one who has won, I am already blessed, it is already done, you begin to believe it, not just in your mind, but in your being. It is not enough to think a new thought once. You must return to it daily. Speak it, listen to it, feel it. Let it become your atmosphere, and in time that thought, that victorious idea will no longer feel foreign. It will feel natural. You won't be affirming it anymore. You'll be living it. Consider how beliefs are formed. A child who is told you are loved every single day grows up feeling secure, confident, whole. Not because of a one-time statement, but because of repeated truth. The same is true for you. You must become your own source of truth. You must become the voice that speaks love, power, and success into your own mind. Over and over. If your current beliefs are producing struggle, shift them. And to shift them, don't try to argue with the old, just repeat the new. Repetition builds belief, and belief creates experience. If you repeat the thought, I always win, money flows to me easily, I am in the right place at the right time, you begin to embody that reality, slowly at first, but then suddenly, because the bridge to belief is being built. Listening is powerful. Listening with your heart is transformational. Listen to words of truth, not just once, but until they replace the old stories you no longer want. Let those words play as you sleep. Let them fill the background of your day. Let them become louder than the noise of the world. And soon you'll notice your feelings begin to change. Your confidence grows. Your faith begins unshakable. Repetition is not desperation, it is devotion. It is your way of saying to the universe, this is the truth I choose now. This is the identity I walk in. This is the life I am allowing. You are not begging for a new life. You are retraining your mind to accept what has always been yours. So listen again and again. Not because you don't believe it, but because with each repetition, the belief becomes stronger, deeper, unshakable, until one day you no longer listen to believe, you listen as a celebration of the truth you now live. There comes a moment when you must stop looking for signs and start knowing who you are. The ones who manifest the life they desire are not endlessly searching for confirmation. They are not waiting for numbers in the sky or words from strangers to give them permission to believe. They have stopped looking and they have started knowing. That quiet, powerful knowing is the difference between those who watch and those who receive. To look is to place your power outside yourself. It is to say, I will believe when I see. But that is not how this reality responds. It is not those who wait for evidence who are rewarded. It is those who become the evidence, those who walk forward in full faith, not needing the world to agree with them. They are not reacting to life, they are deciding it. You must understand this deeply. You are not a beggar in this world. You are not here to plead for signs or clues. You are the source. You are the declaration. And when you shift from hoping to knowing, your entire world begins to reflect that shift. Begging creates more reasons to beg. Declaring creates movement. Knowing creates miracles. The world responds not to your desire, but to your conviction. It listens not to your words, but to the energy behind them. A whispered truth believed with full faith has more power than 1,000 shouted affirmations filled with doubt. When you know, truly know, that what you seek is already yours, you stop reaching and start receiving. This is the great reversal. Stop looking out there and turn within. The sign you're waiting for is not a billboard or a coincidence, it is a feeling, a certainty, a quiet inner yes that says, I already have it. The moment you feel that, you need no proof. And because you need no proof, proof comes. People who manifest effortlessly aren't special. They're not luckier or more deserving. They've just chosen to live from a state of knowing rather than questioning. They've learned that doubt delays, that need repels, that chasing pushes away. And so they stopped chasing. They stopped looking. They stood still, declared the end, and trusted the unfolding. To declare is not to demand, it is to assume with confidence. It is to say, this is who I am. This is what I've chosen. This is already mine. There is no begging in that energy. There is no strain, no force, just power. The power of alignment, the power of presence, the power of inner authority. And make no mistake, when you embody this knowing, the world begins to mirror it. Not because you forced it to, but because the law is simple. What you know yourself to be, you become. When you carry the vibration of the person who already has the thing cannot help but show up. Not to prove itself to you, but because you've made it inevitable. So stop looking. Stop asking for reassurance. Stop hoping for a sign. You don't need more signs. You need more stillness, more trust, more conviction. And that begins within you. Go to the end, see it done, feel it is yours, and then don't come back to the old you who doubts. Stay there. Live from that place. Let the world catch up. Let it rearrange. It always does. This is the sacred shift. From seeker to creator, from beggar to master, from one who watches to one who knows. And once you know, truly know, you'll never need to look again, because the reality will come looking for you. Now that you've heard the truth repeated, let it settle in your being, not just as words, but as a new inner law. You are no longer waiting, hoping, or seeking. You are knowing, you are being. The winning energy is not in the future, it is here, now, within you. The moment you align with it emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you unlock the unseen realm, where everything you desire already exists. There is nothing outside of you to chase. The winning numbers, the wealth, the life, it is already yours. Your task is not to get, but to accept, not to force, but to feel. You are the magnet, you are the power, you are the creator. Thank you. Thank you for allowing this message to reach you. It did not find you by chance. It found you because you were ready. Ready to stop trying. Ready to start knowing. May you return to this truth as often as needed, until it becomes the only truth you live by. Now go, not to search, but to receive. It is already done. You do not stumble upon this by mistake. Nothing in your world shows up uninvited. This very moment, this message, is the echo of something you have already accepted within. If you see this, it is your time to win. You have cried, hoped, doubted, and still held on. And now the answer arrives not from outside, but from within you. For nothing can appear in your world unless it first finds residence in your imagination. There are no coincidences here. The reason this message finds you now is because your consciousness is finally ripe. You no longer need to chase, beg, or plead. You need only assume. Assume that what you desire is already yours. Assume that the victory is not ahead, but here, now, within. When you assume the feeling of already having, the world conforms. Not instantly always, but certainly. You don't need to see proof before you believe. That is the old way. You believe, and then it must be seen. You win the moment you feel you've won. So many wait for signs, but signs follow. They do not lead. This message isn't the cause of your win. You are the cause, and this message is the effect. It appears now because you have awakened. You have believed just enough, imagined just enough, to summon your own reminder. Let this moment be your turning point. Walk in the certainty that it's already done. Let go of time and feel the state of being victorious. It's already yours. Act from it, speak from it, sleep in it, dwell in the state of I am, not I will be. You don't win later, you win now. Because if you can see this, really see this, then you're ready to claim it. And so, I tell you again, if you see this, it's your time to win. Now, if this message has reached your eyes, understand that it is not a matter of luck, chance, or accident. Nothing in this life happens randomly. Not even the smallest moment. You are not a passive observer in a chaotic world. You are the one who invites, who calls, who attracts everything into your experience through the quiet power of your awareness. There is a law at work in your life, whether you are conscious of it or not. And this law is simple. Whatever you are aware of being, you will become. Your world will always mirror what you accept as true in the stillness of your inner mind. So, if you're reading these words, it's because some deeper part of you already knew the truth they contain. It's not a discovery, it's a remembrance. You see, your awareness is like a magnet. It draws into your field the images, the people, the signs, and the words that echo your dominant state of consciousness. The moment you shift inwardly, just slightly, your external world begins to reassemble itself to reflect that change. That is why this message appeared when it did. Not a second too soon, not a moment too late. Because your inner being is always speaking, always directing, always selecting what you see, based on what you are ready to accept. Awareness is not passive, it is power. The power that designs and builds every condition you walk through. You are not here merely to observe your circumstances, but to understand that they are flowing out from you, formed and shaped by the assumptions you carry within. And when your awareness changes, your entire reality must follow. The outer must submit to the inner. This is not a theory, it is a law. So ask yourself, what is it in you that brought this moment into being? What is it that made these words cross your path now and not before? It is not the words that are magical, it is you. It is your growing awareness, your subtle, quiet awakening to your true nature that call this into view. When you begin to awaken, the world changes its face. What once seemed distant, unreachable, or impossible now feels familiar, as though it had always belonged to you. And that is the truth. Nothing is kept from you. It only waits for your recognition. It waits for your consciousness to say, "This is mine, I accept this as true." This message is not here to convince you, it is here to reflect you. It is here to say, yes, your inner shift has already occurred. Yes, your desire has already been heard. Yes, the world is responding, and you need do nothing more than stay aware, stay faithful to that which you now know. So take this moment not as a coincidence, but as confirmation. You saw this because something in you changed. You saw this because your awareness called it forth. And now that it has appeared, it will not return void. It will fulfill what you have believed, quietly, faithfully, and completely. Life is not something that happens to you like a random storm blowing through your existence. It is not a series of uncontrollable events imposed on you by fate, luck, or circumstance. Instead, life happens through you. You are not a helpless victim swept along by external forces. You are the powerful originator, the unseen cause behind every effect that appears in your world. This moment, the very instant you are experiencing now, is proof of your creative power. It is a living confirmation that you are the master artist, painting your reality with the brushstrokes of your imagination, your feelings, and your beliefs. Every thought you hold, every emotion you nurture, and every mental image you dwell upon is the invisible seed from which your outer world grows. Understand this deeply. You are the cause, not the effect. The circumstances you face, the people you meet, the opportunities you encounter, all are manifestations that flow out from the fertile soil of your inner consciousness. When you believe that life happens to you, you give your power away and become a mere passenger on a journey dictated by others. But when you awaken to the truth that life happens through you, you reclaim your throne as the sovereign creator of your destiny. Your mind is the fertile ground where your future is planted. It may feel at times as if the external world is solid, immovable, and independent of your will, but appearances are deceiving. The world you perceive is a reflection of your inner state. Change your assumptions, and your entire experience begins to shift accordingly. This is not a theory, it is the natural law of consciousness at work. You look back on your life and recognize the moments when you succeeded, when you overcame obstacles, or when joy and peace flooded your being. None of these victories were accidents or coincidences. They were direct results of the images and beliefs you held in your mind, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you hold a clear, confident vision of your success, you activate the unseen forces that bring that vision into form. This moment is your invitation to step fully into that truth. It asks you to stop blaming circumstances, other people, or the world itself for your current situation. Instead, see yourself as the originating power behind everything you experience, the good, the bad, the challenges, and the triumphs. All of it is flowing through you because you have allowed it to be. Victory is not something to be chased outside of yourself. It is a state to be assumed within. You do not wait for conditions to become favorable. You become favorable. You do not hope for success to find you. You find it by embodying the consciousness of success right now. This is the true meaning of being the cause and not the effect. In claiming this power, you take responsibility for your life. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. Freedom to create what you desire. Freedom to choose your thoughts. Freedom to shape your world by what you believe and feel. This moment confirms that you have stepped into your role as the conscious creator of your reality. No longer a victim, but a victor. Embrace this awareness. Live from this place. Your life is not happening to you. It is happening through you. And that means your victory is already on its way. Imagination is the invisible blueprint from which every reality is born. Before anything takes shape in the physical world, it first exists in the unseen realms of your mind. Whatever you vividly imagine, whatever scenes you replay in your consciousness with feeling and detail, is already planted like a seed within the fertile soil of reality. This is not a metaphor, but a fundamental truth. Imagination precedes reality. When you allow yourself to clearly see and deeply feel the experience you desire, you are not merely dreaming or wishing. You are actively creating. Your imagination is the workshop where your future is crafted. Every successful person, every great invention, every moment of joy and achievement began as an idea in someone's mind, a vision held with such intensity and emotional conviction that it moved from possibility into inevitability. This means that the quality of your imagination matters more than you might realize. It is not enough to casually think about what you want. The imagination must be vivid, detailed, and saturated with feeling. When you see yourself living your victory, hear the sounds, feel the emotions, smell the surroundings, even taste the sweetness of success, you are giving birth to a reality that must come forth. The more real it feels inside, the stronger its hold on the unseen realm, and the faster it begins to manifest outside of you. Seeing this message right now is a confirmation that your imagination has done its part. It means that somewhere deep inside, you have already envisioned the victory you seek. This message is not random. It is a sign that the harvest is near. The seed you planted long ago through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs is ripening and about to show itself in your world. Many wait for the outside world to change before they allow themselves to feel successful, to believe in their dreams, or to act with confidence. But this is putting the cart before the horse. The order is always the same. First, the seed is planted in imagination. Then it grows silently beneath the surface, and only then does it emerge as visible reality. Your job is to tend to your inner garden with care and faith, trusting that what you have imagined is taking form even when you cannot yet see it. This is why feelings are so crucial. They are the water and sunlight of your mental seed. Without feeling, imagination remains lifeless, like a blueprint without a builder. But when you feel the emotions of having already arrived, joy, gratitude, peace, You breathe life into your vision and accelerate its unfolding. Reality is a mirror reflecting your inner state. What you imagine and feel now shapes what will appear before your eyes tomorrow. The fact that you see this message means your internal landscape has shifted toward the victory you seek. It means the unseen process of creation is well underway. So hold your vision firmly. Keep your imagination alive and rich with feeling. Know that your desired reality is not a distant dream, but a present unfolding. The harvest you have worked for, the victory you have imagined with such clarity, is not a question of if, but when. And the when is very soon, because imagination always precedes reality, and your imagination has already spoken. Right now, at this very moment, I invite you to step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not wait for the world outside to validate your dreams or prove your success. The true power lies not in the external circumstances, but in your inner state. The feeling that you are already where you desire to be, that you have already achieved what you seek. This is the secret that transforms dreams into reality. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled means to embody it completely. To live and breathe the sensation of having what you want as if it is already yours. It is not a distant hope or a future possibility, it is a present reality within your imagination and emotions. When you feel your success inwardly, you align your consciousness with the outcome you desire. This alignment sets in motion the unseen forces that bring your inner state into manifestation. Many people wait for external signs, proof that their wish is coming true, before they allow themselves to feel victorious. But this waiting is a delay. The outer world is always responding to the inner world, not the other way around. You do not need to see the evidence first, you must feel the reality first. Your inner feeling is the cause, and the external evidence is the effect. Imagine for a moment that your desire has already been fulfilled. What does that feel like? Is there a sense of peace, a surge of joy, confidence, pride, relief? Hold on to that feeling. Let it fill every part of your being. Let it color your thoughts and shape your expectations. This is your new reality, not in the distant future, but in this moment. When you consistently assume this feeling, your mind and heart become a magnet for the conditions, people, and events that match it. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Your decisions become clearer because they are rooted in the certainty of your fulfilled desire. You carry yourself differently, with a quiet confidence that radiates out and influences everything around you. This is not about pretending or wishful thinking. It is about embracing a higher truth, that your inner feeling is the creative force behind your life. The world outside is a reflection of what you hold inside. When your inner world changes, your outer world must follow. So let go of doubt and impatience. Do not seek confirmation from the outside before you feel the success inside. Instead, cultivate the feeling that your wish is already fulfilled, and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your state of consciousness. This feeling is the bridge between desire and reality. Walk across it with faith, and your victory will be inevitable. The key is to embody this feeling consistently, especially in moments when the outer world seems silent or resistant. Persistence in feeling your fulfilled wish is the unwavering faith that moves mountains. It is the inner confirmation that you are already victorious, regardless of what the senses report. Right now, assume the feeling of your success. Let it become your truth. When you do this, you activate the natural law of manifestation, and nothing can stand in the way of your fulfillment. Your wish is already done within you. Now let your feelings announce it to the world. You see this message now because you are ready now. It did not come yesterday, and it will not wait until tomorrow. The appointed time, the perfect moment when your desires begin to unfold, is always the moment you accept it within yourself. Divine timing is not some distant clock ticking outside of you. It is the natural alignment of your inner readiness with the flow of creation. Too often, we look to the external world, waiting for the stars to align or for circumstances to become favorable before we believe we can move forward. We imagine that there is a special date, a perfect season, or a lucky break that will suddenly unlock our dreams. But this is an illusion born from a limited perception of time. The truth is, the universe does not operate on our schedules. It responds to the readiness of your mind and heart. When your inner world shifts, the outer world follows in perfect harmony. The appointed time is not something you wait for outside yourself, it is something you activate within. The moment you are willing to receive, the moment you say yes to your dreams and accept them as already yours, you set divine timing into motion. You become the conductor of the orchestra, not a spectator waiting for the music to start. This readiness is not about rushing or forcing events to happen. It is about cultivating a state of being where resistance melts away and trust replaces doubt. It is the deep inner knowing that your desires are not separate from you, but already part of the unfolding reality. This knowing opens the door for the universe to deliver with ease and grace. Recognize that your past doubts, delays, and frustrations were not failures. They were preparations. They were the process of bringing your consciousness into alignment with what you truly want. Now that you have arrived at this moment of acceptance, divine timing can no longer be delayed. It responds to the clarity of your intention and the sincerity of your readiness. Many miss this truth because they believe timing is out of their control. They wait for external validation, for signs and signals that confirm their path. But these external signs are reflections of your internal state. When you accept your victory inwardly, those signs appear effortlessly and naturally. The appointed time becomes visible through your changed perception. Your readiness is a signal that you have done the inner work, whether consciously or unconsciously. You have shifted your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs to match the reality you desire. This shift activates the flow of blessings, opportunities, and synchronicities that move you closer to your goal. The universe conspires with you, not against you, when you are truly ready. So do not doubt or hesitate. If you see this message, it is because you are prepared. The moment is now. Accept it fully. Embrace the power of your readiness as the key that unlocks the door to your dreams. Let go of waiting, of questioning, of resistance. Step into the flow of divine timing, knowing that what you desire is already on its way. The appointed time is not a future event. It is the present moment you decide to claim. Your readiness ignites the spark that sets everything in motion. Trust this truth and watch as your life unfolds with perfect timing, perfect purpose, and perfect grace. This message you see now is not a signal that the door to your victory is finally opening after a long wait. Rather, it is a gentle reminder, a profound truth, that the door was never shut in the first place. The barrier you may have perceived, the obstacles that seem to block your path, were illusions created by doubt, fear, or misunderstanding. The doorway to your success, to your fulfillment, has always stood wide open, waiting for you to walk through with confidence. Too often we believe that we must first overcome insurmountable challenges, prove ourselves worthy, or wait for the perfect moment before we can claim what is ours. But these beliefs are traps that keep us stuck in a state of waiting and hoping. The reality is far simpler and more empowering. Your victory is your birthright. It is not something you earn or gain after endless struggle. It is something you are always meant to embody. When you realize the door was never closed, you free yourself from the chains of limitation. You stop looking for external permission or signs to move forward. Instead, you recognize that the power to win has been within you all along. This is a shift in consciousness that changes everything. No longer do you see yourself as a struggler outside of success, but as a victor stepping into what was always yours. The challenges you faced were not walls but illusions, temporary veils that clouded your vision. They tested your faith, stretched your patience, and refined your understanding of who you truly are. But now that these veils are lifted, you see clearly. The door stands open, the path is clear, and the victory is yours to claim. There is no waiting line, no final obstacle, only the invitation to step boldly forward. Walk with confidence, knowing that you were created to win. Your existence is an expression of triumph. The universe conspires in your favor when you embody this truth. Doubt and fear lose their power because they are based on the false idea of separation and lack. When you remember that the door was never closed, you reconnect with the endless flow of abundance, opportunity, and success that is your natural state. This moment is your call to action, not to push harder against resistance, but to relax into the knowing that you are already on the winning side. You have always belonged here. Your efforts, your dreams, your desires have already set the wheels in motion. The open door is your invitation to move beyond hesitation and claim your victory fully. Do not look back or wonder if you missed something. The door has been opened, welcoming you with every breath you take. The only thing that kept you from stepping through was the story you told yourself. Now release that story. Replace it with the truth of your innate power and divine right to succeed. So walk boldly into your victory. Step through the open door with certainty and grace. Embrace the truth that you were always meant to win. The universe smiles upon you because you have remembered who you are. The path is clear, the door is open, and your victory awaits you. Claim it now with courage and joy. In conclusion, remember this profound truth. Your victory is not something distant or uncertain. It has always been within you, waiting for you to recognize it, feel it, and claim it. The door to your success was never closed. Your imagination has already planted the seed of your reality. Your inner readiness has aligned with divine timing, and the feeling of your fulfilled wish is the power that shapes your world. Trust in yourself and in this perfect moment. Walk boldly forward, knowing that you were always meant to win. Thank you for opening your heart and mind to these words. May they inspire you to embrace your greatness and step confidently into the success that is rightfully yours. There comes a moment in every life where silence breaks and something deep within whispers, "This is it." That moment is now. Your life is not about to change, it is changing. The ground beneath your old story is shaking, and your new world is already forming. You may not see it with your eyes just yet, but feel it. Something within you is shifting. The old self, the old limits, the old fears are crumbling because your inner world has made a new decision. It is time to win. You were never born to chase, you were born to create. Not with effort, but with knowing. And the greatest power you possess is your ability to imagine, not as a daydreamer, but as a deliberate architect of your reality. So close your eyes and feel it. The success, the abundance, the love, the peace. Not one day, not someday, now. Assume it fully, live in it inwardly, think from it, not toward it. Because once you assume the state of the fulfilled desire, everything else becomes irrelevant. The facts of life must bow to the law of your consciousness. You are not hoping anymore. You are not wishing. You are being. And that's the secret. When you become the version of yourself who already has it, your world bends to that decision. Reality is not outside in, it is inside out. The world is only showing you your reflection. So be bold in your inner conversations. No more rehearsing failure. No more repeating lack. Let your mind speak only of victory. Let your inner voice carry the sound of fulfillment, because every word you say to yourself in the silence of your own heart is a seed, and you're planting a garden of miracles. You don't need to strive. You don't need to struggle. The bridge to your desire is already built. Just walk in the direction of your assumption. Trust the invisible path. Know that the unseen is more real than what your eyes currently show you. Faith is not wishful thinking. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It is knowing in advance. You're not begging. You're not negotiating. You're accepting. You're stepping into it with full authority. This is your season. Not by accident, not by force, but by inner decision. Your life is about to change because you have changed. You have remembered who you are. You have remembered that the world responds to your inner identity, not your outer struggle. So don't prepare to win. Start living like you've already won. Because the truth is, you have. Your imagination is not a fantasy. It is the silent force that sculpts your entire experience of life. Every condition you've ever faced, every so-called coincidence, every twist in your journey, it all begins in the unseen world within you. Long before it takes shape in the outer world, it is alive and real in the imagination. You have been conditioned to believe that the outer world is the cause and you are the effect. But in truth, it is reversed. The world you see is the echo of what you have felt and imagined. You are not here to merely observe life. You are here to shape it. You are the architect. And the tools are invisible: your thoughts, your emotions, your inner pictures, your assumptions. All of these form the blueprint of your reality, and the world without fail builds itself around the image you persistently hold. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you believe to be true in your inner world over and over again. And belief is nothing more than repeated imagination, accepted as fact. Look around at your life. Every circumstance, whether you welcome it or resist it, was first imagined. Perhaps not consciously, perhaps you were unaware, but at some level it was allowed to take form within. The world does not create you. You create the world, starting from the inside. The mind is a projector, not a camera. It does not record life, it casts it forward. There is no limitation outside the one you accept within. There is no poverty, no heartbreak, no delay, except the one you have rehearsed in your imagination. If you have suffered long, it is not because you are undeserving. It is because you have unknowingly built a temple to that suffering in the quiet chambers of your mind. But that can change today. Because imagination is not just reactive, it is creative, it is divine. When you persist in imagining a new reality, not once, not twice, but daily, with feeling, the world cannot help but rearrange itself. It has no power to resist your persistent inner state. You may not know how the change will come. You don't need to. Your job is not to figure out the mechanics. Your job is to feel the result. To live as though it is already yours. To dwell in the end rather than worry about the process. That is the secret. And the world will follow. Not maybe, not eventually, always. If you imagine limitation, you will live within walls. If you imagine freedom, life will open up. If you imagine being loved, love will find you. You do not need permission. You do not need conditions. You only need a decision. A quiet, powerful choice to imagine a better reality and to persist in it, no matter what the senses report. The world is malleable. It bends to the image you hold with faith. So the real question is never, can I have it? The real question is, can I imagine it long enough, deeply enough, and faithfully enough that it becomes real to me? Because once it becomes real within you, it must become real outside of you. That is the law. That is the power. That is who you are. Desire alone is not enough. Hoping is not enough. Wishing is not enough. The secret lies in the assumption, the quiet inner acceptance that what you long for is already yours. This is not about convincing the world. This is about convincing yourself. The moment you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, something begins to shift, not outside of you, but within. And that inner shift is the beginning of all creation. You are not waiting for something to happen. You are not standing on the outside looking in. You are entering the state now, not later, not when circumstances change, not when you're more worthy or more ready, now. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to bypass doubt and logic. It is to close your eyes to the current facts and open them to the unseen truth. What you feel, you begin to create, and what you remain faithful to in feeling, you give birth to in form. This isn't a game of pretense. It's not about pretending to have something you don't. It's about becoming the version of yourself who already has it, in your mind, in your emotion, in your energy. That is the only reality that matters. Because the outer world is a shadow, it must follow the shape of the inner state. Once the state is changed, the shadow must change with it. So what do you desire? Peace, wealth, love, success? Close your eyes and go there now. Do not ask for it. Assume it. Assume it. Step into the experience. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude as though it were already complete. The body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you flood it with the emotions of your fulfilled desire, it responds, the vibration changes, the energy field shifts, and the universe begins to rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. There is no need to force anything. There is no struggle involved. The assumption is effortless because it is internal. You do not make anything happen. You allow it to be so. The moment you become it, everything unlike it begins to dissolve. People change. Circumstances realign. Opportunities appear. Not because you chased them, but because you drew them in by being the version of yourself who already possesses the outcome. The key is persistence, not in doing, but in dwelling. Continue to return to that state. When doubt knocks, go back to the feeling. When fear arises, breathe deeper into the assumption. You are not the person who is trying anymore. You are the person who is being. You have stepped over the line, and you do not look back. Do not worry about the timing. Do not search for signs. Your only responsibility is to maintain the inner state. The bridge of incidents will unfold naturally, drawing you closer and closer until the invisible becomes visible, until the imagined becomes your lived experience. Assume it now, not tomorrow, not when the world approves, not when everything aligns, now. Because the moment you do, you activate the power that has always been within you. The assumption is the seed, the feeling is the water, and reality is simply the harvest. You are not attracting what you want, you are attracting what you are. This is the truth that many overlook in their pursuit of change. You do not draw things into your life by effort or force, but by the silent, powerful state of being you occupy. Your state of being is the magnet. It either pulls in your desires or repels them. And this magnet does not respond to words or wishes, it responds to consciousness. What are you conscious of being right now? Not what are you saying, not what are you hoping, but what are you being? That answer determines what flows into your life. You can speak of wealth, but if you feel poor, the magnet is lack. You can talk about love, but if you feel unworthy, the magnet is rejection. The world listens not to your words, but to your energy, and your energy is shaped by your state. Trying is not the path. Trying suggests you are separate from what you desire. It implies effort, struggle, and lack. Being, however, is effortless. Being is alignment. It is the quiet knowing that you already are what you once sought. And in that state, everything that matches must come. This is why results seem so inconsistent for those who try to manifest through action alone. They visualize, they affirm, they script, yet nothing shifts. Why? Because the state remains the same. Until the state is transformed, the circumstances cannot change. Action taken from a state of lack only recreates more lack. But when you act from fullness, from wholeness, from the identity of already having, the world cannot help but reflect it. Your dominant state is your true affirmation. You affirm through how you feel, what you dwell on, what you accept as real. There is no escaping this law. Every day you are magnetizing your life, not by force, but by frequency. And frequency is born from identity. You must become it, not by pretending, but by inwardly shifting your awareness to the version of you who already lives it. When you do this, the need to chase vanishes. You stop looking outward for validation. You stop asking, when will it happen? Because you know it already has, in you. The physical must catch up, but it's secondary. You've already claimed it in your being, and this silent claim is more powerful than 1,000 efforts. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to already be that person? The one who has the love, the money, the health, the peace. Go there now. Live in that state. Breathe from it. Walk through the world with that knowing. Not arrogance, certainty. There's a difference. One is noise, the other is power. Life is not reacting to what you want, it's responding to what you are. Shift the state and the magnet shifts. It's not about fixing the outer, it's about transforming the inner. And the moment you do, you'll see how effortlessly the external begins to reflect the new vibration you have become. You don't attract from force, you attract from being. You are not here to wait for change, you are here to be the change. The moment you understand this, everything around you begins to move, not because something outside of you decided to shift, but because you did. The world cannot resist the authority of a mind that knows who it is. The instant you identify with a new reality, the old one loses its power. It fades, not because you fought it, but because you outgrew it. This is not a process of delay. This is not about waiting for signs or watching the clock. It is about inner recognition, the quiet, unshakable claim that I am now the version of myself that has it. You are not becoming this version, you are being it. And that beingness is what dissolves time. The change you long for doesn't come with struggle, it comes with alignment. You don't have to force life to respond. You simply need to match it in consciousness and it will mirror your decision. Most people stand still, hoping something will shift, the money will come, the relationship will appear, the opportunity will knock. But reality doesn't respond to hope. It responds to identity. As long as you identify with the lack of what you want, you stay in the loop of waiting. But when you step into the state of already having, the waiting ends. You are no longer asking for change. The key is this. Reality is not static. It is fluid. It bends to your perception, your assumptions, your self-concept. The old version of you, the one who doubted, who lacked, who waited, begins to vanish the moment you no longer recognize it as you. You stop feeding it with thought. You stop energizing it with belief. And slowly, then suddenly, the world conforms to your new self. This doesn't mean the physical shifts overnight, though sometimes it does. It means you no longer need it to, because your inner state has already crossed over. The feeling of the result is already alive in you. And from this place, patience is no longer about delay, it is about confidence. You're not wondering if it will happen. You know it already has. You're simply watching the echoes catch up. You don't wait for permission to live the new life. You give yourself permission. You step into it with calm certainty, and you allow the world to rearrange around your new vibration. This is not arrogance. It is spiritual maturity, the deep understanding that creation begins and ends within. If you truly understood the power of your awareness, you would stop looking outside for proof. You'd stop needing the old world to confirm what you've already decided. Because the moment you become it inside, the outside must align. You are not a victim of the old story. You are the author of the new one. So stop waiting, stop hoping, stop asking when, and start being, start embodying, start living as if your future is already here. Because in truth, it is. You are not waiting for the change. You are the change. Every word you speak within yourself is a seed, and your world is the garden where it takes root. The outer world is not random, not separate, and certainly not in control. It is a mirror, a faithful, unwavering reflection of the conversations you hold in the silence of your own mind. What you consistently say to yourself, whether gently or harshly, whether filled with faith or fear, shapes the very atmosphere around you. You don't need to speak your desires aloud for them to take form. In fact, what you whisper to yourself in secret carries far more power. That inner dialogue, the silent self-talk, is creating your reality moment by moment. The truth is, you are always in a conversation with yourself, whether you're conscious of it or not. And that conversation is programming your life. If you constantly rehearse lack, doubt, or unworthiness within, the world will act it out for you like a script. You'll meet people who confirm your fears. You'll attract situations that echo your limiting beliefs. Life becomes a reflection of what you keep affirming in private. But the moment you change the inner dialogue, the script changes. Speak to yourself as one who already has what they desire. Affirm your worth. Feel the joy of already receiving. Talk to yourself as if everything is unfolding perfectly, because it is. When your inner tone shifts, the world has no choice, it must align. You may ask, how can changing mere thoughts change my life? Because thought is not mere. It is the foundation of all creation. The inner voice is the command center. It is not a passive background noise. It is a powerful instruction to the universe. What you consistently feel and repeat in your inner conversations becomes the mold into which life must pour itself. So become conscious of your mental dialogue. Don't allow it to run wild. Guide it gently, consistently, with love and authority. Replace "I never get what I want" with "everything is working for me." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I am chosen, I am worthy, I am ready." You're not lying to yourself. You're telling a better truth. The truth of who you really are beneath the old conditioning. This practice is not about forcing yourself to think positively in every moment. It's about persistence. It's about choosing again and again to direct your thoughts, even if they drift. The world doesn't respond to the occasional thought. It responds to the dominant tone of your inner conversations. And as those conversations elevate, you'll see the world soften. People will treat you differently, opportunities will appear, circumstances will seem to rearrange with no logical explanation. That is the mirror adjusting to your new identity. It cannot do otherwise. Your outer world is your reflection, not your fate. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are the author of your inner dialogue, and therefore the author of your future. Speak life, speak truth, speak from the end, and watch the world conform to your inner script. Change your inner talk, and you change your entire life. The mirror is listening. Faith is not a desperate hope, nor is it a blind leap into the unknown. It is the quiet confidence, the unwavering conviction that what you have imagined is already so. True faith is not passive. It does not wait for permission. It creates. It sees the invisible and dares to call it real. It holds to the unseen as if it were already seen, and in doing so, it pulls the unseen into form. This kind of faith is not wishful thinking. It does not beg or plead or wonder. It knows. And because it knows, it does not require proof. It moves forward without needing the five senses to confirm its truth. Faith lives beyond the senses. It resides in the heart, in the still knowing place within you where reality is first born. To walk in faith is to live from the end. It is to act, feel, and think as though the desire were already fulfilled. You do not wait for the world to shift before you claim your blessing. You claim it now, not with force, but with certainty. Faith does not say one day it will come. Faith says it is mine now. That inner claim, that bold assumption, is the act of creation itself. People often confuse faith with belief. But belief can still waver. Belief can question. Faith is firm. Faith does not need reassurance because it lives in the state of fulfillment. It is not hoping something might happen. It is creating from the truth that it already has. And this faith, once held consistently, reshapes everything around you. You may not see it immediately. The world may still show signs of the old reality. But faith does not flinch. It doesn't ask, why is nothing changing? It rests in the assurance that change has already occurred within. And because it has changed inside, it must change outside. Faith is the builder of bridges, unseen paths that connect imagination to manifestation. You may not know how things will unfold, and you don't need to. The how is not your concern. Your only task is to dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to remain faithful to the outcome regardless of appearances. The universe takes care of the rest. It is this kind of unwavering inner stance that causes the world to bend. It is this creative faith, not struggle, not repetition, not fear, that moves mountains. And when it moves them effortlessly. You do not need to force anything into place. You only need to remain in the vibration of already having. Let your imagination be the canvas and your faith the paintbrush. As you hold the picture with feeling and certainty, life begins to shape itself around your inner world. This is not fantasy, this is law. What you accept as true within, the outer must reflect. So do not let fear speak louder than faith. Do not let circumstances determine your identity. Anchor yourself in the reality of your fulfilled desire. Hold it, feel it, know it. And as you do, understand this truth. You are not just believing in something to come. You are creating it now by faith. Your life is not waiting to change. It is already responding to who you are being in this very moment. You hold the creative power, not in effort, not in struggle, but in imagination, assumption, and faith. When you change your inner state, when you feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, when you guide your inner conversations, and when you boldly live from the end, the world must reflect it. There is no delay in divine law. The moment you shift within, the old dissolves and the new begins to unfold. You are not the seeker, you are the creator. You are not meant to wait for the light, you are the light. Everything you've asked for, everything you've imagined is already yours the moment you claim it in consciousness. Live as though it's done, because it is. Sincerely, thank you for opening your heart and mind to this truth. May you walk forward, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Everything is already yours.